So, stalkers. They're both the stupidest and most scariest type of people there are. Like, proper stalkers. Scary. My humble opinion, I think stalkers are like glue huffing, crack smoking lunatics. And they're like, Ooga booga, me smart. That like me. Me like that. Me follow. Me smart. So me great. Me, why not? Me great, yeah. So that's my best impression of a stalker. Like, glue huffing is part of the game, basically. Like, you can't be a stalker if you're not stupid. That's just not possible. So yeah, I don't really like stalkers whatsoever. I mean, nobody likes stalkers. Stalkers are creepy. They're the worst kind of people, and again, they're not mentally stable, which makes them even scarier. To think that a lunatic who has barely any sense of what he is doing is after you. At least scary. Unless you have a weapon. If you have a weapon, hey, who cares? If you have it all on you all times, hey, who cares? But I was watching a video. I found a video about a stalker who actually went to court because of his stalking. Like that is basically unheard of. Like this never happens. It's more fictional than Narnia. It just doesn't happen in the stalking world that stalkers get punished. It is one of the reasons stalking is this common because it has no legal punishment. Most of the times, if you stalk, you will not get any punishment whatsoever. But this stalker was a stalker of a famous stalking a famous sports player, which helped the stalker be caught and be punished. So I was listening about a case where a person was presented in court. As I said, this is more fictional than Narnia. You can't make this shit up. I tell you. So, as I said, the the stalker goes to court and is like, at the first hearing, this is when your charges are announced to you, goes like, I'm guilty as charged. And this in this first checkup, whatever you want to call it, nothing happens. You just hear your charges. It isn't a actual hearing. You're not being judged for what you have done. And I think this goober thought himself to be some sort of giga chat suave who would swing his meat and be like, "Yeah, I'm the coolest guy in the world." And yeah, that didn't happen. That just completely failed. So yeah, it was really long ago, but it's funny for me to think that this is one of the very few cases that stalking was punished, even though stalking has led to many deaths. Like, it is very rare that stalking gets punished. It's basically not a crime as far as most countries are concerned. You can stalk whoever the fuck you want. No one is going to judge you. Yeah, that's it's a free for all. Go on and terrorize some random dude. And this does happen with streamers, and well, it does happen with basically everyone who shows their face on the world stage, who shows anything about them to the world. It happens to them way too often. Like, I was again, another story that I came across was about a streamer who had at the time was who was being stalked at the time for like 2 years, and the stalker came from Europe to America with nothing but a guitar bag, which is, if you think about it, incredibly scary because a guitar bag is fairly large and it's basically perfectly sized for carrying weapons. And considering that the person sold literally everything that they owned to come to America, it's very easy to think that the person has some sort of malicious thought going through his mind. This stalker streamed his stalking on the internet, and every time he would get banned, he would just make a new account. And the authorities, even having mountains of evidence, did nothing and do nothing. At the time, did nothing. And as far as I know, nothing really happened. But again, I could be wrong because I have not kept up with this story. As so, it is really basically a crime without any punishment. Effectively, it's like we have punishments for trespassing and other crimes related adjacent to this, but not the actual deed. You can't be punished for stalking. And another thing, well, at least in America, you can't be. I don't think where I live, I think you can be punished for stalking, but I think here you could be punished for literally everything, anything. I mean, law doesn't exist here effectively. Well, at least outside of the capital, there's no real law outside of there. Outside of here, it's besides the point. So another story was of a stalker who burned a car of a streamer. It's really common that a streamer gets stalked, like gets harassed because they're actively streaming, they're showing their face constantly and actively are on view constantly. And they got burnt, their car got burnt, and their house almost got burnt because the car was parked very close to the house. And it was miracle that the house didn't burn along with the person, her family, and her pets. It's really a miracle. And then the person was not on the charge, wasn't caught on the charges of, well, stalking, was caught on the charges of arson, which is fair, which is completely fair as far as anyone is concerned. This makes sense that the charges that are held up against you are, well, arson, considering you're literally burning somebody's car to the ground. If you live very far away and a stalker follows you very far away, most stalkers tend to be not completely sane, which is a dangerous mixture. A person who isn't in their right mind and who is following you because they want you. That's a very dangerous mixture for very obvious reasons. I do not think I have to specify why. It's it's really scary if you think about it. If you were being stalked, if I was being stalked, I would be livid. I would be pissing my pants right then and there. I would be scared out of my mind. It's hard to believe that people like that exist. People insane enough to leave all that they have, all their life behind, just so they can be closer to a person who they care for. Which is just lunacy to think that a person on the internet cares about you specifically. Because, I mean, as far as that person is concerned, you are one of thousands. Even if they're saying that they care specifically for you, they don't. I mean, I think most of the people who are watching this do know that. You are probably sane people, probably not. Who knows? But I really do hope that this level of stalking gets treated more of more like a crime, because in the very early days, like, you wouldn't even go to jail for, you wouldn't even go to court for. The real first time that stalking became a problem was when the stalker killed a rising movie star. And just that was when and stalking started to be taken a bit more seriously. Like, it's still not taken seriously, but if you have famous off the internet, you may be taken more seriously. If you're an athlete, if you're a model, if you're an actor, whatever, you haven't built your career on the internet, there's the chances are higher for you to be able to actually combat stalking more effectively, or go to take the stalkers to prison or take them to court. It is more possible for people who have not made their careers on the internet more accessibility for them to take their stalkers to court for stalking. But on the internet, if you have made your career on the internet, for instance, you're a YouTuber or a streamer, no such luxury exists for you. Like, it doesn't, you're just not going to be taken seriously. It's just what the you can't do nothing about that, really. That's just the way of life, at least for now. But hopes to the future, because I hope, well, at least in the future, stalking is taken more seriously, because it is very dangerous. Like, people have died before, and if it isn't taken more seriously, people will die because of stalking. So, yeah, on that morbid note, that's about it for me. Bye.